In this Watch Me Work live stream, we're going to be looking for those pesky logs wherever they are in your Joomla install. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thanks for tuning in to this Watch Me Work live stream. Today is number 13. I found out I've been miscounting them. I forgot one, so I had to change all the thumbnails and fix it up later on. But anyway, so yesterday in our Maintenance Monday live stream, we decided we would take a look together at Joomla to see where the different logs are. Yesterday's topic was on how to rotate the Joomla log, so you can check that out on the YouTube channel. Let's head on over and turn our attention to the screen here. And you will see that I have created, last night I created a Joomla site called LogSearch, logsearch.basicjoomla.com. I put that in a subdomain so it wasn't nested inside my basic Joomla website. And what I did was I did a search looking for any files in that install that were called log or error. And I have that search right here in this file right here. Just a sec. You have to go to full screen just for a second here because I'm not sure what information is going to pop up when I show this. That's the Zoom call. There we go. Let's go back now. Okay. So here we have that screen there. Here we have in Notepad++, I have a tab open up. Notepad++ is a really cool tool. You maybe remember a bunch of Watch Me Work live streams a long time ago that Virtual Vinny gave us a tour of his first 5 favorite things in Notepad++. So basically, let's just take a quick look at this list here. And we will see that in this Joomla install, I had to take out lines that show blog or logo. I think I've got them pretty much down. We have a log in libraries vendor, a log folder. Here we have a source for system logger. These are just libraries, so they're probably just storing information that a tool uses. But under plugins, we have the action log, system log, and then action logs again. That's new too. And log rotation, which we looked at yesterday. Action logs is the user action log that is now in new in Joomla 3.9. There's something to do with privacy action logs. I think that's related to the action logs. And basically, scrolling down, we had models, fields, lodge. So I'm not sure that these are keeping logs. Here's a tool for viewing action logs. So I guess what is the challenging thing for when you're looking for something in a log in Joomla is finding errors and also finding actions and where they are inside. Also, I put a shout out in that Facebook group that we looked at yesterday, that on Facebook, that is for Joomla extension developers or asking questions about extensions, and invited developers to tell me where they have logs in their extensions. And I do not believe I got any feedback from that. I had a couple people check things out on my Facebook, so we could see that. Also down here, error, searching for errors, there's error files for each of these templates here. I do not think that they're keeping logs. So let's just dive in and just cover again quickly what's happening with the user action log. And because that's one that we've seen and we can easily find. I don't think that this is a new site, so the user action log is probably on. If you remember, we just go to extensions, manage, and then let's clear that message there. And here at the top, we have action log. In fact, let's sort by the ID. So the newest ones are at the top. 800, 700, English, ISIS, action log down here, 484 in the brand new install. And if we click on that, we can see that, oh, yeah, come on, wake up. Oh, Oh, this is just the, oh, this is in the manager. It's activated. I need to go to extensions and plugins. That's going to bring it to the top there as well. So there we go. Privacy, action log. It's activated. Record the actions of users on the site for the Joomla core. Close. So that is activated on the new extension. If on your site, we saw last week that if you don't, it's not automatically activated on. My remote control just died there. It's not automatically activated on sites that were updated to Joomla 3.9. We find it by going to user actions logs, and then here we can see activities that people have done, and there's a list. And then yesterday we saw that there's a log rotation plugin. That's in maintenance money. You could check that out on the YouTube channel so that you keep these from getting too big. Now the other issue, another important thing about finding the logs that we're looking for is where have you got your logs folder set up? And on a Joomla site now, let's just take a look at the defaults that are set up. If we go to system, we'll see that the path to the log folder is your is the domain that your Joomla install is in, /administrator, sorry, not the domain, the folder that your Joomla install is in, /administrator, and /logs. It used to be in logs. There might even have been some floating around, and that was just simply log in the root of your install. But now the orthodox place to put your logs is in administrator /logs. And that's probably good to have your site upset that way, because as long as template developers, extension developers, any developers, they're looking to add right to a log, they're probably going to set it up for this proper one. Now, also just as a quick note, temp still goes in the root folder of your Joomla install. So what that lets us do is then we can then access our file space and read any error log that is there. So let's try that. Let's go to, I think this will only show the templates. If we go extension templates, can we access files in the root? I think if we click on this, it's only going to show us the folder for that particular template. So what you'll need to do, and let's just do that right now, is go to your web hosting control panel and open up File Manager. So why don't I just do that right now? And let's, first of all, let's go to the chat here, which I don't know is anything going to show up in the chat the way that I have things set up here in Joomla. Yeah, just very tiny text, very hard to read. So don't read it here on this screen. Read it on your, if you're watching on Twitch. For those of you that maybe are just joining in too, here's the link to join in on Zoom. So while I have this screen open here, I'm going to go into the control panel for the web hosting for this. So get into there, go to there, basic Joomla, and get into the file manager. Okay, here we go. And this particular file, you'll see that what I'm slowly doing on this, I mentioned earlier about not nesting Joomla installs. I am slowly moving all the Joomla installs I had inside my main Joomla install in this account over to subdomains in the home. So you'll see here, here is the folder logsearch.basicjoomla.com. And if we have any errors to read, we would then go to the logs folder, which is in administrator and logs. And we see there's an error today at 10:59 a.m. me logging in. I bet you I can tell you right now what that was. Let's just go to view. It was the user and password do not match, or you do not have an account yet. And that was when I tried to log in and I used the wrong password. So just getting ready before the stream here. So if you're looking for errors that may have happened in Joomla, then there's where your error log is, the error.php file. Now, and you can correct me in chat if you want to, I don't think there's anywhere right in Joomla where you can go and view that error file. I bet you that you could probably maybe, if you with a bit of coding or the right code, set it up so that you could view that page inside of Joomla in the admin or in the front end. If you assigned it a high, you would want to assign it a high degree of in the ACL, the access control list. You want to make it available just for super users, but so that would probably be a way to avoid this whole step of having to go into your user into your web hosting. Now let's just back out of this. Oops, don't want to upload. Up a level. Let's go to let's go to public HTML. I can do that over here. And this is where Joomla is installed. You'll notice, so I still have a bunch of other Joomla installs nested in here. But if we go to administrator and then go to logs, we'll see a bunch of other log files that are in the logs folder. So 1.error.php from October 29th. Let's check that out. It's 161 kilobytes. So edit. I guess I went with edit. I could have gone with read. Let's close. We'll go with read. It'll wrap nicer. View. Here's a whole bunch of failed logins. These would also be failed logins from robots trying to access. And this is going right back to, wow, look at that. 2017 08 01. Huh. Now's a good time for us to experiment with that log rotator, because here's log fields right back to 2017. So why don't we just do this? So we can scroll right down, and these are all login failures of people trying to access the site. There's one. Oh, username does not and password not match. The rest are Joomla failure. These are for some reason that's formatted. It must be. Oh, it's probably because it's such a short IP number there. So those are all failed login attempts. Let's just right now, while we're working on this, go to and hello everybody. Just again, if you want to get in on the voice chat, there is the Zoom call. Right now we're just going to take we're looking in this folder, /administrator/logs, and we found a bunch of log files that are here inside that folder, and today we're looking to see where we can find all of our log files. So let's see here. Let's go back into, now this is in basic Joomla, so why don't we log into that, basicjoomla.com/administrator. I'm going to have to leave the screen here, and because I have to do the YubiKey tap on my computer over here, plus the screen is also, my camera's back to autofocusing, so let me just, so if it gets a little bit blurry there, don't worry. All right, I touched the YubiKey, I changed Windows, so I have to make that active. All right, now I'll be right back. We'll touch that, fill in the code, log me into the back there, and let's see, extensions, plugins. This is what we looked at yesterday. Rotate and search. Log system rotation. Log rotation is days. Oh, interesting. This is because this clearly did not cycle through this particular error reporting here. All right. But we do have that active from yesterday, so that's interesting. I wonder if it does not work on that, or if the formatting has changed. Well, the best way around that is we'll go in the file manager and we will just delete sorry, sneezed. We'll just delete that file. It'll get recreated, and then maybe it'll be rotated at that point. So we'll delete that, skip the trash, and confirm. Now in this log file here, let's check this 1.joomla update. And that's, oh, you know what? That 1.joomla update, oh, too bad I deleted that other one. That is probably where this is coming into play. Let's go back to plugins, rotate. Oh, okay, system log rotation. Remember yesterday we were wondering what the heck maximum logs was. This is new and I've never seen that before. So what's happening here is that the log rotation did work, but it made a backup. So for instance, yesterday, October 30th. Okay, this is the log here, October 30th for Joomla update. And it did not, it is not quite a month old yet. So, but when running that yesterday, this Joomla update.php log, when we view it, should have things right up. Okay, so here's 2017, things right up until, oh, look at that, 2018, 10/30. So log rotation is working. All right. Well, we'll have to show that for Maintenance Monday next week because we were kind of confused about yesterday. Nobody knew what that did. But so what log rotation is doing is making a backup, and this is the number of backups you can have for previous periods based on this log rotation in days. And because this, because we just set that on yesterday, then we see all of these big. You see the big logs that are older than that. So here's what's in this this log here. We see a bunch of activities. Ran query, update to version 3.8.6 is complete. That's from March. So okay, so if you want to know what's been happening in your Joomla site and see a record of what you've been doing, then that is great. This also is something really handy, something that we've talked about. I know that Mary and I have talked about this, and Mary's brought it up. It would be great to have a log. Yes, exactly, Mary. I was just going to say that. Your chat just popped up. This is a log for an individual site about everything that is being happening and being going on. So this, as Mary just said in chat, is great for invoices. You can select this. And for, let's say we were invoicing a client for the work that we did in March, or giving them a report. We could go copy, and then let's just go to Notepad++. We'll make a new tab, and then I just had the cover fall off one of my lights there. It might actually have melted, and then you can basically look and say, okay, did an update, download the update, finalize installation, clean up after installation. So that's what was happening just on that day. But you also have the user action log that you could put, that you could copy and paste and use that just as a summary to show your clients all the work that you've done. Nice. So in that case, you might want to have many maximum log backups. So let's say you're rotating in 30 days. You might want to keep the most recent 4 or maybe 6 versions of 30-day chunks so that you can refer to them and show them to your clients. Now, the one thing that we see here, though, just as we're talking out loud and discovering here, is that that was done on October 30th. October 30th was when Joomla 3.9 came out, and this rotating thing, if it was on, would have kicked in. So in order to set the date that you, if it was going to back up only for the specific month, then you would probably want to, I don't know, activate it on the first day of the month or the last day. Or maybe just be happy that you can have 30-day blocks and just sort it out from there. But that's pretty cool logging feature, especially to have your versions at the back. All right. Well, that's great to figure out. All right, so that's the Joomla update. And in fact, you know what? If we, I guess, can we plug in? Was there any 0? Maximum logs 1. No, there is no 0. So you're going to get stuck with 1 backup, it looks like. All right, so let's go back and check out this Jot Cache debug. Now, this Jot Cache is a caching program that I use on my Joomla sites, and it is great. It really speeds things up. And apparently it's been keeping track. And look at this, 57 megabytes. All right, in fact, and then here it is, 12 megabytes. There's a bunch of stuff going on in there. Let's, why don't I download that instead and have a look at that. We'll download that file and we will show it in the folder. And then I'm going to open with Notepad++. Edit with Notepad++. There we go. And we will watch as that opens up. It's going to be a big open. It's going to take a little bit. And we'll just see what is in there. It's opening it up. All right. While that opens up, why don't we just pop in here. Here's the error file from today. I think we pretty much know what's in that. False logins. JController log. Let's see what's in here. Holding edit ID comp templates edit style 24 array. That's from November the 5th. I wonder what that is. Is this keeping track of files that were locked when they were being worked on? Controller, let's see, fields, yeah, date time. So date time, priority, client IP, category, message, holding edit ID comp templates.edit style.24 array. And it looks like we've got it's 12 minutes and then 14 minutes and 20 a minute. I wonder if this is November 5th. That is a Monday. That would be maintenance Monday. And then for my time, now that's 1957. And we do the live stream at 1800 UTC, if that's what this time is. So it's possible that I was editing a template that day and it locked a file because I was editing it. That would be my best guess. If you have a different guess or whatever, just leave a comment or suggestion. But I think that that's what that log is showing. All right, Joomla update. We already saw what Joomla update number 1 is. That's a history of the old ones, the old log. It's a version of it. So let's view what's going on currently. And we see that on October the 30th, Joomla update log delete files. All right, so the activity that was recorded here was that it was deleting files, the Joomla update log. And so probably that's the first log entry after log rotation clipped off all the other stuff. And there hasn't been any other updating done on the Joomla version. Okay. And then here's the plugin Jot Cache. Oh, we're going to take a look at that in what's happening over here. Here's what's in that huge one. Current browser and common group. This is recording information about the activity and browsers and who's viewing it and what files are being viewed. Oh, look, here it is. Bingbot, bing.com, bingbot. Okay. So information about accesses to the site right back to 2017. Wow. All right, well, that's going to be good to have logs rotating. because then you are going to save some space on the backups in your Joomla files. And that is really, really great. But just imagine on a server, I imagine on my server, if I have 20 Joomla sites and they're all very active, just imagine the size that the logs are getting as this Jot Cache checks things out and keeps a record of things. Reads from cache and all of its activity. And I'll tell you, this is not a lot of activity on this site. I wonder, I want to go and check out another site that I have that uses Jot Cache, because it's probably gone squirrely, the log size. All right, so that's, first of all though, I'm going to close the log rotation here. I'm going to go to components and to Jot Cache. And here's, you'll see Jot Cache. When a cached version of a file in Jot Cache or of a page has expired, it shows in italics. It's italicized. And you see down here I've got 33 pages of 22. All I need to do is refresh here, and I'll see just what's currently being cached. These 4 here. This is really great. I have it set so that you can, so that the cache gets dumped when I save a new article and it refreshes. The thing I really like about the Jot Cache is that on one of my on my large site and on a server when it was much slower, I set the caching time for 24 hours. So for 24 hours, no matter any page that was checked, it was cached and it didn't have to draw, and it ran the site a lot faster. It's not so big a problem now with servers getting faster, but the reason I went in here was, let's go up to options. I wonder if he has something in here that deals with logging. Descriptor browser, nothing there. Debug, recache log, looking. Okay, recache, you can actually, after you're done working on the site, you can tell Jot Cache to go through your whole site and spider it and generate all the pages all at once, so they're just sitting there. I don't see anywhere to turn off logs here though. Let's go to plugins and we'll just check what's happening in there. JOT to find it. Jot Cache. Do we have what option? Oh, here's we have options. Oh, logging is performed only when cache auto clean is set on. If yes value, select logging of cache clean process is enabled. So logging is performed when cache auto clean is set on. Okay, so I have auto clean on, but I don't have log cleaning. So it says if yes value is selected, logging of cache clean process is enabled. All right, so if I were to say yes here, those logs would be cleaned out. All right. And lots of other things that can be done in this extension. So if I don't want Jot Cache logs, then I can turn them off here. I can have it cleaned. All right. That's cool. So that means if I save that and go up to, I just need, oh, saving that cleans the cache. I just go back here to the file manager. I have lots of tabs here. And I was thinking this plugin Jot Cache debug is going to disappear. Maybe it will in rotation. All right. Well, I'm going to delete these 2 backups that I don't need. And then I'm going to go to the full screen. Let's go to the back to the chat there, because I'm going to open up the control panel for my other file, and we'll see what logs are, my other site, and we'll see what logs are in there. All right, well, listen, as usual, I'm learning a bunch of stuff here. Learn it all together. And we log in here, list accounts, and go to, this is for my big CyberSalt site. Let's see what's happening. I now I'm thinking of a whole bunch of sites that I can that probably have huge logs in them. All right, here we go. Let's go to File Manager, and Just make sure I have this in the right place. Yeah, I've moved logs on here. Administrator. Logs. Oh, that's all there is. Drop. Oh, it's a long way down for an old man. Drop the coaster for my water bottle here. So there are no logs in there. That makes me think that perhaps I have not set up the log location properly on this. So let's see here. No, that's not the password. We'll go to System, Global Configuration. I might not have turned on Log Rotator on this yet either. Let's go to System. Oh yeah, I still have it in logs. All right, well, I'll fix that. I'm going to, could use the tool on Phil Taylor's site. Administrator /logs. Change the location of that. Great. And that means over here, temp is still fine. Okay. So if I go into the control panel, into the file manager here, I probably have a logs folder. There we go. And oh, not much of a log in there, but I'm just going to copy this logs folder to the proper location. I will move it to /administrator and move. Now we can go into there. Let's see what's happening in this logs. SH404 SEF today at 11:35. That's right now. Let's go and go into that folder. And then there's the folder SEC. And there's a log. So why don't we view what he's this is saying in here. Oh, now this is showing some IP. Oh, this is a record of blocks that are happening on and it shows here block by rule WP dash and star.php. So SH404 SEF will block robot attacks looking for vulnerable WordPress sites, and that's something that I was putting in manually, and then somewhere along the way they added that feature. Yeah, JotCache is free, Mary. Yeah, it's always has been free. One thing to remember about JotCache is that it does not use, at last time I checked, it does not use the Joomla the Joomla update notification system. So so you have to check every now and then. And I find the JotCache site kind of confusing to find updates and what's the right version. It's just laid out differently. But when I go to it, I just expect to be confused. We can actually we'll take a look at there now. This log here is from July the 22nd. So not sure why there's nothing in there. But let's see. Oh yeah, look, I still have to update PHP here on this server. Do as I say, not as I do. I need to do more of what I say sometimes. All right, so let's see. That looks like all the log files that are available for this site, which is kind of curious. I'm going to delete that folder because it can be recreated. Just while I'm in here, let's go to extensions and plugins. And let's see, rotate, see if that's on. Log rotation is on, and that's Look for Joomla action log. That is on. And let's just take a quick look at users, user action log. Oh, and that's running. It's been running for a while. And look at that, it shows activity. It shows articles that I added and updated, and Susan has been, she helps me add content for my newsletter that goes out, and that's good. All right. Jot Cache. If anybody else has any comments about where to find logs or anything like that, then just type it in chat. I think I still have the link there. No, that's not the link for the Zoom call. Let's see. I'm getting faster at finding where that is in Zoom. So if you want to come on Zoom, that's good. You can use that link there. But let's look for Jot Cache. Jot Cache. Jot Components.net. And here it is for downloading. But basically, down the left-hand side, download actual versions. And then you end up into your Jot Cache 6.2, and you have to see what it's for. Major release for Joomla 3.8. And then Jot Cache 6.1, which was for 3.8, so that was an update. And then you get down to Jot Cache 5.3, which was for 3.5. So you can see that's where it gets a little bit confusing, but it looks like the most recent one is 6.2. At least that is what I'm using on this site. Let's go extensions, manage. And then we will look at Jot Cache. And that's, I have November 7, 2017 is 6.1.3. So that is out of date. So I should just update that right now. In fact, and see, here's my point. For Joomla 3.7, use Jot Cache 6.02. For Joomla 3.6, use Jot Cache 5.32. So, all right. Why don't I, in this case, I'm going to go to the basic Joomla site here, extensions, manage, install, and go to Jot Cache. I'm going to download. I'm going to test this on 3.9. I haven't heard anything about it being a problem on 3.9. We go to view files, and then we go to 6.2. And we have it says 6.2.1. Again, here's where things get a little bit confusing. It says released 6.2 released on January 18th. I don't know where 6.2.1, it doesn't show a date for, it's just compatibility 3.5. Yeah, now you see my confusion when I go to download this. Let's click on Jot Cache 6.2. There is no download button. There is no download button for 6.2, only this 6.2.1. Oh, compatibility. So I'm going to guess this is compatibility 3.5. Okay, yeah. So 6.2.1 is newer than 6.2, which is for use with 3.8. And so 6.2.1, even though it says compatibility Joomla 3.5, it's yeah. So I'm going to download 6.2.1. I told you I'd get confused every time I go to do this. I have a folder where I put my Joomla stuff in. Let's see. Jot Cache. I just download extensions to it, so I have older versions where I want them. All right, let's go save. If I open up this zip file, let's see. The dates on the file are from September 20th, 2018. So that is fairly new too. All right, so extensions. And that's extensions. We're going to install, upload. That's browse to the Joomla folder that I have it downloaded to. Jot Cache. Sort by date. And we'll install that. Okay. So that means we will clean the cache, and let's double check in plugins that make sure that it is on. Now Jot load module, that's something new. Let's see what that says. Plugin for use with Jot Cache extension. The page cache speed up a website response. This plugin replaces content load module's core plugin. When using Jot load module plugin, enable it and disable content load modules plugin. Embedded module must have advanced tab caching set to no caching. Well, I think that's a whole tutorial in itself. With this plugin, when it's enabled, it's possible to exclude from caching the modules inserted into Joomla content by means of load. Okay. So using this, if you want to cache a page that has a module inserted in it, but you don't want that module to be cached, you can exclude it. All right, so something to look at. Download. Do you change the cache settings in Joomla configuration to use it? Yes, I believe they recommend that you turn. I use caching on conservative, and it does work with that. In fact, I'll show you why. If we go to components and Jot Cache, you have these three green buttons. JotCache Plugin, status normal. Global cache set to conservative caching. So they recommend that. That's how I knew that. And then maintenance, this button will clear the cache in Jot Cache. And of course, Regular Labs has the clean cache button. So if I refresh that, and then someone has gone to the 404 page on the site. But let's open this site and make sure that it works. Either Joomla fans, let's check out this article here. Yep. Let's go to giveaways. And that's loading. That's slowest is the app loading. Joomla tutorials. And now check this out. When I go back to giveaways, it is just going to pop back up. Of course not. It's still going to have to load that app there. We go to home and set up this, and it gets quite zippy. It really, really is nice. You can try this too with sites like GTmetrix. You can turn it on and off and check it out. Now when I refresh here, you'll see a list. Here's those pages I just went to, and also this 404 page that someone went and could not find. So yeah, this is just one of my go-to things to put on a site. It's super speedy. If I go to my CyberSalt here, let's go to, this is the big site that I had. It's got about 15,000 pages on it. If I go to Jot Cache, you will see that it will list, because this has been running for a while, down here. Oh, because I recently saved it when we were in here. In the time since we last saved it, I have about 350 page views. And also look over here, you can separate views from phones as well with Jot Cache. Although using a responsive template, I wonder really whether that makes sense anyways, because it just sends all the same information, but somehow it picked up on a phone there. So these are all these blog pages. These are articles. Let's just skip forward to the fourth page. Oh, entertainment pages. So basically, you know, the nice thing about this is that having these pages cached, for instance, here's entertainment page 1137. As it's drawing pages, as someone comes from a search engine or ends up on that page, it draws the other entertainment pages inside that, you know, in the not the breadcrumbs, but in the other links at the bottom, or extra links, I forget what that's called. And you end up with them cached and ready to be seen. So this really does speed the site up nicely. In fact, and then here's a whole bunch of other pages. Rookie landing. These are funny pictures. And the other thing too, just to mention, is that I don't know if it caches or not, but I have next and previous set up on these as well. So when one is viewed, maybe that's just generating the URL. Anyways, yeah, Jot Cache is a really good one. Let's see, let's refresh here. And out of curiosity, I'm just going to go and the page request was not found on our site. I'm going to go to components, SH404 SEF, and down to 404 requests. And I can actually show all the hits in the last hour and that are broken. One is giveaways backing and giveaways follow. So, and favicon or fave icon or fav icon. Obviously I'm missing something on the template there. In the last hour. Giveaways backing and giveaways follow. I wonder, I'd have to look into that, because instead of that someone mistyping that, I wonder if there's some kind of blogging tool that's looking for that. Typically in this case I would Google 404 backing end of URL. Let's see if we could just try that right now. 404 with backing on end of URL. Let's see. This is going to take one of those late night sitting down reading things. Okay, so yeah, so Jot Cache is really good. Now, since I see that that is working, let's just try that on one more site. Extensions, manage, install. And then I'm going to install it on the folder. And update the package, browse, the most recent version, download it. Going to install that. And then I'm going to go to components and Jot Cache. And I'm going to delete everything from that cache. And I'll clean cache. And then I'm going to refresh. Let's go to the front page here. Just make sure that this site is still working. Entertainment. Hey, if you guys, Thanksgiving's coming up soon in the States. If you want some good, funny Thanksgiving pictures, you can also enable temporarily enable data tracking in SH404 SCF to get more info. Oh, okay, about the 404. Yes, thank you. That's a good reminder. I did when SH404 SCF came out with that data tracking. I thought, oh, cool, I like that, and I turned it on. And, oh my goodness. I know why you're saying to turn it on temporarily, because it takes a lot of information. My SQL database went through the roof. Funny pictures. I don't have a Thanksgiving funny pictures Thanksgiving on here. Let's see if we can find one. Let's see. Cybersalt turkey pictures. There we go. Let's see what comes up. Latest funny pictures. Oh, okay. This is a Raxo's module for showing things in a news format. And I really like that module. But okay, so here you go. You've heard of the turducken? Meet the turkraken. But the way that I found this was you can get down to Thanksgiving jokes or funny Thanksgiving pictures. There we go. And you can end up on this great page right here. So if you are, and this tag is showing the number. It's not very SEF. There's Vinny. Okay, for those of you who are about to celebrate the big turkey day down in the States, there's a whole list of funny Thanksgiving pictures. I have others, but click on the individual pages, you'll follow tags. Vinny is here. I don't know how long you've been here, and maybe you're lurking today, Vinny, which is cool. If you're going to join in the call, there's the link there. Yes, so Mary, yeah, said you've been there with the data tracking, yeah. And Vinny says that he's used SH404SEF. Yeah, and again, I like SH404SEF because, oh, look at that. You might be there. Are you there, Vinny? I have my sound off. It doesn't make any sense inviting people to chat with their voice if I can't hear them. I like it just for the 404 requests, for fixing those up and following, because if I check all hits in the last hour, show all hits and search by the number of hits, I can see some of the most pressing things I need to fix. Ads.txt. Oh, this / table drives me nuts. I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. Oh my goodness. Anyways, Joomla tutorials, index.php. That's one that I can redirect right now. Oh, you meant you've never used it. Oh, okay. Vinny has never used it. Yeah, it's pretty, I like it. Here, I'm going to redirect Joomla tutorials index.php to just Joomla tutorials / and that broken URL is fixed. This is worth the price of admission alone. There's a ding dong. Hello, Vinny.
You know, it's not nice to call me a ding dong.
You're the only one that well, the only one that comes on voice mostly. So whenever it's a ding dong, Vinny has never used it.
Yeah, I've never. There's such a delay between
I like it. Yeah, I know.
Is going out.
Yeah, the delay gets longer and longer too. So just turn down your volume from.
Yeah, I just paused you. I meant to mute you.
Oh, that's all right. A lot of people have paused me and listen. A lot of people in history have wished they could mute me. So now through the magic of the internet, people can. Yeah. So that's.
So I'm reading what Mary's saying about why she uses it. See, I use the redirect in Joomla.
Yeah.
At 404s, and I use an app called ITP Media, and it actually allows me to control the open graph tags on specific pages. I mean, all the pages that I do for I Love Old Time Radio, that website is done with ITP Media. And I have custom control over exactly what I want to put for open graph. So,
is ITP Media a Joomla thing?
Yeah, it's a Joomla extension.
Hey, then they're the largest media company in Dubai. There you go, man.
I think it's ITP Media. I always get the initials messed up.
Okay, well, maybe it's not then. I probably SH404SEF is one of my exceptions for not using stuff that's core, simply just because it's so fast. I mean, if it ever stopped, I'd have some splaining to do, or something that I'd have to try to do to replace it or fix the URLs, but which should be fine on a small site. But I just like so many things in it. So
what you showed is not the right website.
Yeah, so I figured that.
You can see how far behind the stream is.
I'm back to that there. All right, so have you been on long? Did you see some of that log stuff that we figured about rotating logs?
Nope, I just got on. My entire schedule is completely messed up.
Yeah. Are you, like, you're actually sleeping nights and?
Oh yeah, I just got up. I went to bed. I went to bed about 9 this morning.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so in yesterday's Maintenance Monday, we are looking at the rotate the Joomla logs, and we wondered what the number of logs or versions, I forget the exact wording of it. Anyways, we figured that out today, because what that does is that it takes the logs in the log folder and it puts a 1 at the front of them, and it starts a new one. So that was cool to figure out. Yeah, so I think we pretty much figured out, unless there's extensions that are putting logs in strange places, it looks like looking in the administrator / logs folder is what we're hoping to do. Yeah. ITP meta. There we go. ITP meta for Joomla. There we go. Let's check that out. ITP Prism. Well, I think that people in Prism should learn how to program and make a living.
Prism.
Oh, Prism. Prism.
It's called English.
I know. ITP meta, there it is. Let's check it out. An easy way to add any code in the head of your web pages. You're able to put meta tags into selected pages. You can also put meta information globally across all of your site. There's a list of popular Facebook and Open Graph meta tags. You'll be able to put them in the content with only one click of the mouse. Cool. Does it put them right in the article?
Well, see, I do it manually. The apparently has the upgrade, the pro version can do it automatically, but
okay.
I like more control over it, so I get to choose exactly per link.
Okay.
Per link thing. So yeah, per article. So so for like an article for an episode of iLevel Time Radio, I do /episode /EP00, whatever the episode number is. So that way it knows where it is, and then I can add whatever whatever Open Graph tags I want, and I basically just do the because I have my globals already set, so I have the site name and stuff like that. The global is already set, but then for each individual page, I have the article, the image I use.
Yeah, I just brought it up on the screen right now, viewing the code. So you've got image, site name, type, title, description, and then also image and URL.
URL, description, yeah. So I have those. So when I publish it on Facebook, because of these meta tags that I put in using this program,
yeah,
that's why it's formatted the way it is.
Mm-hmm. I've been using two things. One is I use Foca Open Graph. It automatically does it. It'll automatically pick the first picture in an article. And so that's why I always make sure those are larger than 200 by 200. And then that's what gets picked up.
Right. And when I was looking for something like this, I did come across that, but
not the control you want.
Exactly. It wasn't the control I wanted. I wanted to be able to choose what picture, because I don't necessarily want the Open Graph picture to be the one in the article. I mean, I know for one of the other sites I do, Self-Talk, her Open Graph image is much different than any picture that's in the article, and we don't want that Open Graph picture in the article. We just want it to be displayed on Facebook and Twitter and such. So for me, this one works really well, though it does trigger my Joomla a little bit.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out.
Well, it could just be. I mean, it could just be false positives too, or
My Joomla is extremely sensitive in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
It's hypersensitive a lot of times.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I noticed this video is a little bit sticky there for a bit. Might have had some buffering problems there, but hey everybody, I got Amazon Prime for shipping, and then realized that I can apply that to the Twitch account. So now videos on here won't disappear after 2 weeks. They will stay around for 60 days. John says he's created a component for articles where you can create core custom fields and use them for meta tags. You can define the meta tags you want and make default values.
That's nice. That's a good way of using Joomla's core.
Yeah. Cool. And so, John, you created that component. Nice. We should probably have you on to show it to us.
I mean, that would actually work better than this, because part of the problem with this thing is I have to leave the article. I got to go into the ITP meta. I got to fill in all the stuff, and then. But the thing I like about it is that I have access to a lot of open tags, not just the ones for Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mary says she's interested in that too, John.
I would definitely like to see a demo of that.
All right. Well, let's go to something that I was just working on last night. Components, J events. And manage events. John, if you want to show us that on a Watch Me Work live stream, what day do you want to do it? What Tuesday? If you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Oh, he's currently working on getting it on the JED and documentation. Nice.
Sweet.
That's exciting. Okay, well, listen, John.
You should debut it here first.
You should, well, sure, yeah, debut it here first. Plus, if you want a session for us using it, and you want to, there's nothing like coming up with a good way to do things by watching dumb people use your stuff.
Oh yeah, if you want to see all the bugs,
yeah, you just
Tim can find all the bugs.
I'm sure that we would be happy to. Well, not that Tim will find all the bugs. He'll just like, oh, I never thought anyone would do that. But no, yeah, if you want some help testing or anything like that, this is the place, man. So I'll let you get back to me. So what I have on the screen here is that I thought I need to keep track of a schedule of dates of who's doing what. So I installed J events, and I'm going to put a calendar on the site showing, updating what topics and things we're doing. Help me get a little bit organized too. So we'll see. Anyway, so I have one event. Today's Find the Joomla Logs Collab. That's all I did. I don't even have it on the web page anywhere. I'm going to work. I don't know if I'll get it done today. I think I want to have it launched on Thursday. I'm going to do the tutorial on how to install or update one Joomla extension on multiple Joomla sites using myjoomla.com's new mass updater or mass installer, because I have a problem with the Akiba backup, and admin tools is not updating right now unless you manually go into the Joomla sites, and unless you manually install it. And maybe it is fixed somewhere, but of course with all the Joomla sites that I have, I'm just going to install it all in one go. So I'm hoping to have that on the channel Thursday. So, and the reason that I thought of that was that I thought I could start to, if I get a little bit organized, with this calendar, I can show that there's a new video coming out on the Thursday and just keep track of things. Plus, the beauty of that is that by having events that are showing what's happening, they become another link on the interwebs for Google to find in relative content. So, in not relevant content, in relevant content to the search. So that can
look at you, SEO master.
Well, I don't know if I'm an SEO master, but I do try to wear a white hat when it comes to SEO. In fact, I think I already took my hard hat back. That was the white one yesterday. So, anyways,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
This is John.
Hey, John.
I just came on.
Yeah, that's exciting. That sounds cool. What you're developing.
Yeah, it was based on the discussion last, and I've been fighting with the same problem here because I don't like any of the meta implementation that's done already. So I think why not use the core fields to do that?
Yeah, no, totally. No, that would be a great addition because again, and I'll show you what something that I'm using for. If I go to, so here's my CyberSalt site. If I go to content and add a new article, I guess I got to show an existing article. In fact, I should just do that. It just disappeared from the site there. I had to go and get my headset here. And I cancel that.
Well, I mean, exactly how are you doing it? Are you creating new custom fields specifically for Open Graph tags?
Yeah, it's done like this, that you create a tag, a meta tag group. You need to group them together, and you call it something, my tags or something, and then you put then you define the fields like OG title, OG author, and so on, and put them into that group like you will do in normal custom fields. And then you assign them to the articles as you want, and then fill them out as you want. That when you use these fields, what the plugin does, that each time article is rendered for display, it goes in and look for the group tag, and all this field, it takes the label of the field and the content of the field and put them in as meta tags when the content is created for display.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. Oh, go ahead, Vinny.
That's much easier than what I've been doing.
Well, and I'll show you here on the screen. It'll be delayed for you guys, but I wanted to do some Google structured data, so I bought an extension.
I'm sorry, I just woke up. I'm definitely on my
and
on my grammar please thing.
It's I bought an extension, and then you add snippets. So basically, if I click this plus and add a snippet, and then I have this option, I can select the item, select an item to associate a content type. So it's a Joomla articles, and it defaults to the article it's in. And then, do I want the snippet to be an article type? Is it a course? Is it an event? Blah, 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 blah. So is it a video? So I call it an article. Then you can give it a headline. You can type in a description. And this is just all for Google, right? For the snippets that Google likes. And then the author, the image, and so inherit, it will inherit uses the item's default author. But in image, it says uses the default item's image configured by its component, or you can upload a custom image, or you can enter the URL of a custom URL. So what I really wish that this had was that it would use the image that's the first one in the article, because I don't configure it by components or anything. I want something specific to the article, so it doesn't have that. So what I've been doing is, actually I stopped doing it because it just adds an extra step. But so I go down, I go custom URL, and then I would go to the page. this isn't the same page. Here, let's go to the turkey stuffing page here. Here, Thanksgiving news. This is in 12,000 sick with food poisoning. So then I would right click on this image and I would go copy image address. Then I go back to that field and image custom URL. Then I paste it, but because I'm using a CDN, then I have to go and type in the URL, which is of the image, and then I can continue on and date published, blah 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 for this article. So you can see why I stopped doing it. Because I was abandoning hope too, because whenever I'm doing this I realize, oh, if I ever don't update this extension or it doesn't get updated for version 4 or whatever, all this specific little fiddly work that I'm doing is done, and so I just think, why bother? But if I was putting that in a custom field, and then it would just be in there forever, because custom fields are forever.
Yeah, that's also the reason why I did this, because I believe in the custom fields, that that they're going to stay in the form,
exactly,
and they're going to build more and more on top of that. So I like that, to be able to do that. And the reason also was that you can define your own fields, because many of the add-ons I've been looking at, they have specific 5-10 fields they're using, and then you're limited to that. Here you can go and define whatever you want.
John ELCA, I think that's a new name for the Twitch stream here. John, do we know you by another handle on the YouTube channel? Anyways, welcome either way. He says, what is the snippet tool called? Oh, for Google structured data. Yes, good question. I will check that out right here. So let's go close. And let's see, it must be components. It's not regular lab snippets, that's different. Let's see. What is it called? Oh, Google structured data. I will find it and bring it up on the screen here. Leave a review on the JED. See, I've only done 41 articles, which is great for a smaller site, but depressing for a site that has as many as I have. Here it is right here. Google structured data markup. I'm going to post the link in the chat there for you. Oh, it's John. Okay, John Nelson on YouTube. Okay. Hey, John. Yeah, there's the link there for that. And Mary says that she's got Google structured data on my list of featured blog posts and how to do it with SH404 SEF. Excellent. Make a video, Mary, and we'll put it on the channel here. We'll share it to the channel, which I can do, everybody. YouTube has a thing called a playlist for shared videos, and I can give people permission to share their videos on their YouTube channel into the playlist, and the playlist would show a collection of videos from all over, different ones we're doing. So if you're into that, let me know. And I think I sent Mary the code for that to try. Either that or did I send it to you, Vinny? I think it was Mary. Probably Mary, because she's so much nicer to deal with than Vinny.
Yeah, I'm a pain in the butt, especially when I have a lot of sleep.
Yeah, so this is, how much does this cost? It's a paid thing. And, oh, I think John just got back in the plane. Unless someone else came in.
No, that's John.
John, okay. Let's see. I could log in here. Extensions, Google structured data. There we go. Free versus pro. Oh, it's only 29 euros for the pro, so that's not bad. What's that?
What's that in American?
What's that in American? Well, apparently it's $32.96.
Okay.
According to Mr. Google right now. So you know what? I'm going to review that. If this for a smaller site, this would be great. Or if you're developing a site and it's going to work along, then you're using that. That's good. But we'll see what Mary comes up with too. Mary says she's behind, but almost caught up. You'll never catch up, Mary.
No, it's one of the nature of life.
Yeah. The other night, my wife said, "Do you have anything to do?" Or I forget what she says. Do you have anything else to do today? I was reaching the end of the day, and I said, "Well, I'll forever have stuff that I can do." So I always just say, "What do you want to do? Let's do." And I mean, we have to be careful not to just only work and only pay attention to people when they ask for it. But it's like, hey, sure, let's do something. John, muted his mic. I think, I don't know. John, are you on a laptop possibly? I wonder if maybe it picks up the fan or something like that. Or maybe it makes a sound and picks you up on feedback. Because I don't think you have canceling on your mic, but it's fine. Yeah, so if you're using the mic on your laptop when the fan kicks in, sometimes the fan picks that up. Here's a Google structured data testing tool at the bottom here. Let's test that.
Ooh.
Yeah, here, find out. This is on my home page. I want to keep Google happy.
Yes, keep our overlords happy.
Yeah. Let's see. I have 4 errors and 4 warnings. So see, a value for the image field is required. A value for the publisher field is required. And then that duplicates again down there. Image. The image field is recommended. Please provide a value if available. The main entity of page field is recommended. If I go to items, here's all right, here we go. Let's see, Baptist dog. I wonder what that one is. This is nice here because you can go right into the article. This goes into the item itself. I spoke too soon. Where's that URL? All right, let's go. Baptist dog. I can find that. Articles. If I search for dog, there'll be too many. I only have a little bit of Baptist stuff on here. Okay, apparently I have a little bit more. Baptist dog. There we go. See, this is something I would love in Joomla, is that if in a list you could just, there's a little icon to click to go and view that page instead of going in and having to go to preview. That would be great. All right, so if I take this page and do the structured data test on that URL, do a new test, go Control V, because I have used the tool on this and have specified an image. Let's see if it scores any better. Because here in the Google structure, I do have article. I've added an article snippet and I do have the image there. So let's see. It's checking. Checking. Taking its time. It should be there soon. This is going to be, oh, yeah, it's so long. It just showed up on the site here. There we go. 2 errors. One error in the article. It says, okay, the value for image URL must be a valid URL. Oh, look at that. It looks like I used the CloudFront one. No. So I specified the custom URL, but it's still picking up, Google's still picking up the image in it from the CloudFront. And that was an article error. An aggregating error says, oh, there's no rating. The review has no reviewed items specified. Huh, that's, yeah, because that's something in Google structured data. You let people vote on things and they'll pay attention to that as they rank things. So many things. So many things. But the good thing is that all of our clients understand how much there is to do and are super excited to pay us to do everything, so that they can be found properly. I'm speaking somewhat sarcastically. All right. Well, we've covered quite a bit of territory. What else can we cover?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to John's extension.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yes, John, you just let me know when. And that will be great. I think maybe you guys probably got notification that the Watch Me Work live stream from when Joomla 3.9.0 was released, I put on the channel. I caught up on that last night. Trying to get caught up to the point where I have where I'm putting last week's on maybe the same day that we do the new one, or a few days later. But and I might actually re-upload to Twitch some of the other live streams that got dumped, because apparently on Twitch, even though live streams last for 2 weeks or 60 days with Prime, if you make an excerpt, or whatever the heck it is that they call a highlight, highlights are forever. And so I read last night that you can turn your whole live stream into a highlight and it stays forever. So I might re-upload things and make them into highlights and just have them there again as another URL where you can pick things up. John has booked his Tuesday evenings for this. That's awesome, John. So it's up to me, and you can give a demo. All right. Well, let's go with, let's bring up a calendar over here. I'm hoping, I've got someone new coming on that wants to add a prize to the giveaway. And so I'm hoping that I can do that on the 27th. So why don't we, how about, let's say December the 4th. Tuesday, December the 4th. So I'm going to do that right now. We'll make an event right here. The title. What is that? What's that extension called, John? What shall I put in the schedule here? Watch more live stream. Hoto Meta. Okay. Is it okay if I capitalize the first H in that? I want to get your branding right. Okay. Hoto Meta extension preview with John Moholt. M-O-E-L. I missed the L. And the nice thing here about J events was I was able to set default start time of 11 a.m. for these things. That's 11 a.m. my time. So I wonder if I should set this calendar to UTC. Maybe that would be better. All right, to join us as John Mulholt illustrates his new Joomla component, new Joomla extension, designed to, is it automatic, John? Designed to use Joomla's core custom fields to add open graph tags to add open graph tags to comments. Excellent. All right, so John, where can I get a good picture of you? Probably on your Facebook, eh? That's just, well, I won't bring your Facebook publicly here because we're friends there, but let's go to Facebook, and I will need that because I want to put your picture on a thumbnail. Well, we won't use that picture. Oh, that would be fun though. Maybe you want to, if you want to send me a picture. That picture wouldn't be too. How about the picture with you with the yellow sunglasses? Either that or you just send it. It's pub. Okay, how about this one here? That'll look good on a thumbnail. Take a little while to come over on the screen. John is listening to me real time in on Zoom, and then watching delayed. So that's why actually his text, his chats actually are working out great for me. If you're watching them on Twitch, you think you have no idea what he's talking about. I answer his chats. There you go. The picture just showed up. So it's interesting how those straight lines show up as circles on your hat, because they are straight lines. Might actually just be in the shrunken view here.
It looks like a pirate.
Yeah. Save image as. Let's go up here. We're going to put that in basic Joomla. Yes. Graph thumbnails. Watch me work. So that, what number is that going to be? Next week is 14. Yeah, he's okay with that picture. Good. That's a good one. Next week, so if this is 13, next week is 14, that'll be 15. All right. Well, just to show you what I've got going here for making these thumbnails, I'm going to right click and open with Corel Paint Shop Pro. That will open up his picture, and then, I mean, it is Watch Me Work live stream, so I might as well do this right now, right? So then I go back into here, and I want to find Watch Me Work live stream. Let's do the one that's got some good text with it. Let's go back. We'll use Vinny's. It's got, oh, here, I'll use this one here. I'm going to open up a template from a previous thumbnail, and the size of 960. Well, let's see how this works. All right, so I'm going to edit, and I'm going to copy that, and I go down here and find the picture, edit, and paste as a new layer. just stretch that up like that. Stretch that down like that. Right in the middle. Oh, that's great. That looks awesome. And let's save this as, what did I say it's going to be? This today's 13, so that'll be 15. And then I will add that later on. Good. Well, I don't want to bore you guys with changing the text and the fonts and everything like that. But I will work on that in a little bit later and create the event on Twitch. And I will just look so organized to have that. My goodness. All right, that's great. Maybe too, we could always sort of do an event if you guys have tutorial videos that you're making, we could watch them together here on Watch Me Work live stream and talk about them as well. So make some videos. Cool. All right. I believe that's probably it. What are we at here? 12:34. I should save this. And I'll add that to the site. Yeah, I'm excited to see that extension. That's going to be cool. Oh, and look at that. I did it for November 20. Oh, look at this. J Events has a timesheet. Shows how long. Oh no, that's the time. Yeah, look at that. I created the. I didn't even set the dates. December 4th. There we go. Good. Well, everybody, I think that covers quite a few things. Don't know if there's anything else for us to touch base on. We found where logs are, discovered what the log rotation version thing is, and did a whole bunch of other stuff. Jot Cache, SH404 SEF, Google tag, Google snippets, rich snippets, John's thing there, and a little bit of thumbnail work and other stuff. So that's pretty productive.
I can't tell you how excited I am for John's extension.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a game changer.
And not just because it's John, who's been, part of the basic Joomla community for a while.
Yep.
But because it sounds like it will be a lot easier to use than what I'm using now.
Yeah, and permanent. I like it that it's permanent. Just to show that we actually have had some chats there. So you can't read that. I don't think I can make that bigger. Mary says, thanks, looking forward to the new extension, John. And thanks for all the info today. You are welcome. Thanks, Mary, for your help there. And excitement too. Oh yeah, one of the things we saw, Vinny, before you came on that you want to check out is how the logs are keeping track. The update log keeps track of things that are being done, and as a great way to put for invoicing clients, or at least showing them the work that was done, which is something we never even thought of as using out of the user action log, just to show clients that this is what we've been doing and when we've been working on things and doing things. So that was a nice epiphany along the way too.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to rewatch it then.
You should. And you know what, Vinny? You should watch all my videos.
I should. You know what? I think everybody should watch all your videos at least twice.
Oh, and by the way, remember yesterday how pink I was? I added a light to my setup here and clipped it to the table. You can see it right. You can see it to there. If I cover it up, but see, kind of pinky. And now just like brilliant dying in the sunshine white. So
no, I don't remember that at all.
That was yesterday. Well, I was lamenting how pink my face looked. So there you go. But I digress. All right, everybody. Thank you for your support of this channel and for your participation and for collaborating. And thank you for... hey, if you've reached this point and you haven't subscribed at the end, which always amazes me if you reach the end, this point here. Anyway, subscribe if you're watching the rerun on YouTube, or follow on Twitch. And if you're watching the rerun on YouTube, then ring the bell so you get notifications of new live streams and tutorials and other events that we're doing. So until then, till next time, we'll catch you later. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. Oh, darn, I had my finger right by that button too. Try again. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.